Hey guys, it's Janis. Today I'm going to be showing you guys some apps on my phone that I use for studying and also to be more productive. And these apps have really helped me in my studies in the past year or so. And so I thought I'd just show you guys how I use them. And this video is not sponsored by any of the apps, but I just really think they're super useful, and so I just want to share them with you guys. So first I'm going to start with some apps I use for actual studying, and one of the best apps for me is Evernote, and I use Evernote for all kinds of stuff. For example, for history, I will use Evernote to write notes for my classes, like textbook notes, and these are really super condensed notes, so I can study this on the go, and it's really helpful for when I'm busy and I just want to study in the car. And for chemistry, I will use Evernote to make study guides. And in my study guides, I will put down some important terms in the chapter, and I will also write down some questions about stuff I'm learning in the chapter to help me review what I've been learning. And for projects, Evernote is also super helpful because I can just clip pages or essays from the internet, and I can just put it into my Evernote account so I can find it whenever I want to. So I've been using Evernote a lot to find essays and stuff for my project and doing research and all that stuff, so I think Evernote is super helpful. And then the second app I love to use for studying is Quizlet, and this is a flashcards app where you can make your own flashcards and then study them even without Wi-Fi, I think, which is awesome. And for example, this is one of my sets, and I use Quizlet quite a lot for history because there's a lot of terms and years and stuff to remember, so Quizlet is very useful for history. And I also use it for let me see, chemistry. Whoops. And I also use it for chemistry, and I also use this to memorize stuff, so it's a really quick app that has a really nice layout and stuff. Now onto some apps for productivity. I use tons and tons of apps for productivity and tracking my time and stuff, but by far my favorite one is SaveMyTime, and this is basically an app that allows you to track how you use every single minute of your day during your day. So every time you open your phone, a couple blocks will pop up like this, and then you can just click on one of them and say that you just spent your time doing that activity, and then it will help you track every single minute of your day, and by the end of the day you can have something like a pie chart to see how you spent all the time in your day. And this is really helpful for me to stay focused and find out how much time I'm wasting every day. So for example, these are my stats from the past year, and obviously I can see the activity I did most in the past year was sleep, so obvious. And I also did a lot of miscellaneous stuff, I don't know, eating breakfast and dinner and lunch, and brushing my teeth, showering, that stuff. But I did spend 81 hours in the past few months. Not the past 12 months because I haven't been using this app for so long, but I've been spending 17% of my time in the past 12 months studying, so 81 hours of studying. And I've been spending 8% of my time doing nothing, relaxing, so that's 38 hours. And you can see here, you can also see how much time I spent exercising or socializing and stuff like that. And so this app is super useful to help you find out where your time's been going. Another app I love for productivity is Tide, and I recently started using this one. So this is basically a timer app or a Pomodoro app, and you can first set your time on how much you want to study for each section. For me, I already set my time to be 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of rest, and it will just, if you start playing it, it will start playing the timer, obviously, but there's also some background noise, such as rain noise, forest noises, or even cafe noise. And I just adore this because there's background music and also a timer at the same time in the same app. So I just love it. It's really useful, and I use this for studying all the time. Another thing I love about this app is that the interface changes every day, and so every day you get a new background picture of mountains or the sky or whatever, and it's just really beautiful. And also in the bottom you get a new quote every day, which I also love, so I think this app is super inspirational and great for studying. So these are the two productivity apps I use, but I also use some apps for background music while I'm studying. So while I'm studying, I love listening to either some classical music or some what do you call that? Some noise, just white noise. And These apps I have over here are super helpful. So the first one I have is Atmosphere, and this is an app that plays noise, like nature noises. For example, you can choose from different environments. There's like beach, forest, urban, underwater, home, park, countryside, etc. And when you click into that environment, you can pick from all of these different sounds and kind of mix your own environment out. For example, I can pick all these sounds and then it will just play all those noises together, and it'll make you feel like you're really in that environment, so it's super nice. And I love playing this music if I'm not playing the ambient noise from Tide, so I just kind of pick and choose. Sometimes I use the music from Tide, and sometimes I can pick my own music from Atmosphere. And I also love Coffitivity, and this is another app for study noise. So it plays the sounds of noise in a coffee house or in a university, like library or something. And they just sound something like this. So it's basically just background noise, and I love this so much because the feeling of being in a cafe or in a library just makes me feel super productive. So I love Coffitivity for background noise. And another app I use is Nature Sounds, which is similar to Atmosphere. You can pick sounds from different environments, but in this app they mix music and sound. So it's not just some background noise, there's also some sort of calming music in the background. So in one way, I think this is better than Atmosphere because they already give you all the combinations of sounds, so you don't have to mix and choose your own. But for Atmosphere, you get to choose, so just depends on what you like. And so these free apps are apps I love to use for study music. And then obviously, I love using YouTube for study music as well. I'll just quickly show you something. Like, I make a playlist on YouTube about my study music, and I love playing this if I'm not playing music from the other apps. Like, I have a playlist on YouTube that has study music, and they're mainly soundtracks I like, and also sometimes some classical music, and I put all of these instrumental music into a playlist, and I love listening to this when I study. And so I guess you could say that YouTube is one of the best apps for studying and productivity as well. And yeah. So that is all for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope you'll try out some of the apps that I showed in this video, and I will try my best to put some of the links to these apps in my description. And thank you so much for watching. So please let me know what videos you'd like to see next, and I'll check in with you next time. Bye!